The Nintendo Shack is back. Welcome to Play Some Video Games Nintendo Shack, a proud member, of course, of the Play Some Video Games Podcast Network. I am Jason Lacey, joined with me back in the saddle again, fresh from the land of the Nordic ice, Mr. Donnie Reese.
Greetings, Koopalings. What is going on?
Welcome back, sir.
Dude, it is so cold up there. So cold. How do people live there? It's so cold.
I don't know. I mean, it's cold. It gets cold in Michigan, but not that cold.
Oh, it was so cold. We, for anybody that's tuning in for the first time, have no idea what I'm talking about, because there were a couple. There were a few. I'm not sure if you saw on Twitter. There were some people I posted a photo or two, and they're like, how is that happening? I was like, you don't listen to the show, do you? I went to the Super Bowl for work, but totally just got to run amok the stadium, which is a fun little gig. Now, before you get all envious, your job, my job next year is going to suck, because I don't have to work like 400 hours in 10 days and we'll have no fun. So, you know, it's kind of like a have some fun now, work later. But yeah, you know,
Yeah.
play the violin there. Yeah, get some cheese with that wine. But man, if there's never a Super Bowl in Minnesota again, I think it would be a wise decision. The day before the Super Bowl, and I tweeted this or posted our Discord, it was -8 at 8:30 a.m. and the wind chill was -30.
Ooh.
I walked 2 blocks in that to get to Starbucks.
Your coffee probably got cold as soon as you stepped outside.
Was not worth it. It wasn't worth it. That was a terrible decision. I stepped outside and I was like, you know, it's cold, but it's not that bad. I got my scarf, got my gloves, you know, like I'm good to go. I turned the corner in that block, and because it's, you know, it's a downtown area, there's some buildings and whatnot. I got a wind tunnel flying through that. I was like, oh, it hit me, and I was like, oh, like I almost turned back. I was like, no. So
I gotta stop you here. What is this sweatshirt you got on here?
I couldn't let you be the only Nintendo Shackite with your own hoodie, so I got this Super Nintendo Entertainment System, right?
Yeah.
Hoodie. It's got the ribbed on the thing. It's got the matching pull string. Got the hood. It's nice, man. I ordered it from
Does it have anything on the back?
No. It's just just got the gray, the white. You know, it's meant to look like the system. So.
Yeah. So for audio listeners, Donnie has a sweatshirt he's wearing that has Super Nintendo Entertainment System logo. The 4-colored, much like the Famicom, the Super Famicom uses in its branding, and it's all Super Nintendo color scheme. So he's all dappered out in Nintendo gear.
Good times. So
awesome! You survived the trip. Got to take the Switch mobile.
Yes, I did, and I played a ton of it. And I've got some stories to tell. First, I'll tell you. So there was 2 things. Like on Twitter, everybody was upset that the sports reporters in Minnesota were whining about the weather. It was so cold that when we got back to Atlanta, it was 37 degrees, and we all thought, we were like, oh my God, it's so warm outside. That's the last I'll say about the weather. But you're right. It was the first time I got to travel like, you know, all of the awesome hipster indie podcasters do, where they talk about all their flights across the world to demo games and how great the Switch is on an airplane. I can confirm said findings. The Switch and airplane travel is a match made in heaven. I tweeted out a picture of me just hanging out on the plane with my Switch propped up on its case against the seat. Ooh. Me just playing some Mario Kart, man. Joy-Con split, little grip. Everybody in the plane, like, it's a looker too. You know, I'm traveling with 40, 50-year-old guys, fire chiefs, guys that don't play video games. They saw me. They're bored as crap on an airplane. They saw me throwing Mario Kart, and I played a lot of NBA Playgrounds. They were like, oh, that's awesome. Can I play? And we were doing some split Joy-Con action. Like, nice. We were getting some Karen rooftop action going down on Delta Flight 1402 to Minnesota. It was pretty fun.
Playgrounds. Oh, man.
Yeah. So, the games that I played, because I've got a couple stories I'd like to tell, but I'll cover the games I'd like to get through. I played Doom. Played the campaign of Doom.
Through its entirety? Or?
Through its entirety.
Okay.
I played like 20 minutes of multiplayer. You know me, I'm not a multiplayer guy. So I jumped in, saw if it worked. It worked. I was like, it's fun. It's a smooth experience. It's fast, which is, based on the reviews and everything I read about Doom, even like the new Doom from Bethesda, that's what it's supposed to be. It's really fast. It's fast and chaotic. Like Titanfall 2, the environments are really repetitive. Everything's just like grungy, dark, factories, facilities, hallway corridors. So there was a little bit more of that than I would have preferred. But I mean, it's the only like real shooter, gritty shooter on the system. So it played well, and the campaign is meaty. I played it for like 15 hours.
Sounds about right. Yeah,
it's a good shooter campaign. Like a lot of shooter campaigns now, like Call of Duty, it's like 6 hours. You sit down and play the thing in like a day. So I played a lot of Doom. Played a lot of Doom on the way up. Played a lot of Doom on my on the TV screen when I got there.
Okay, I was going to ask, how are you playing? Were you playing handheld or were you playing
That's where story number 1 comes in. All right, so when I'm playing Doom, here's what I realized. As much as I loved and praised the Switch for being a portable system at its inception, I don't really play it portably anymore. I know you do. That's something we've kind of talked about. I play it primarily as a home console docked into my TV because I bought this giant, beautiful TV. It's like, why wouldn't I use it? Why would I not use it?
Right.
I do not like playing Doom on the portable Switch. There's something about holding it that way, right? With like long and like the Joy-Cons, it's just not comfortable.
Yeah, I had a feeling with a lot of your more intensive, at first, especially like FPS games, like that's not going to be a comfortable layout. Just the way, the nature, the grip that you have to use to hold it, the positions of the thumbsticks.
Let me introduce to you product demonstration number 1 from Orsley, designed in London. The Nintendo Switch grip case. I ordered this on Amazon in Minnesota and had it delivered to the hotel for like $11, and it does this.
Okay,
so a little grip for the listeners at home. It's got a little thumb pad grip. It's a little gel.
So this is an entire case that goes over your entire Switch when it's in handheld mode,
right? And it gives you something to hold on to in the palm of your hands. That makes this experience a lot better. Now, it kind of feels like a Game Gear, but it still makes it a lot more enjoyable for a game like that. Once I got this, playing portably was a lot better. Cool thing about this case, for you listeners, you won't be able to tell, but in the grips, it's hollow. You can fit Switch cards in there. Like, they're that wide, so you can put Switch cards in the case and carry them with you. Also, it fits in my Switch case, like that Zelda case that I've got.
Yeah, so it doesn't add any
Nope. It's minimal. Minimal at best. So that is demonstration number 1. Demonstration number 2. And I mentioned this on the Shack a long time ago. Before we got third-party docks, I had bought this adapter for like a Galaxy phone from Japan. And it basically is just a little box, and it plugs into a USB-C, and then you can do USB power and HDMI out. It's basically what I've used to stream all of our Switch stuff for months. I plugged it into the TV at the hotel. Everything was real fuzzy and like dark. And I thought it was like the TV setting, so I was constantly combing through it, and it just really bad. Because what I wanted to say, Doom portably, not the best looking video game. Like, knowing what Doom is supposed to look like, it's definitely like a portable version of Doom. It's not bad. You can totally play it, but it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely downscaled, and it's a lesser experience.
Things are fuzzy, like enemies in the draw distance, like they're just things. Like, you can't tell face or textures or anything like that. So I try to plug it up to the TV. This isn't working. Like, I don't know what's happening. I'm like, I keep trying. I'm going through it. I'm trying different ports. It just all looks bad. Then I'm playing, completely lose sound. Like, for some odd reason, sound just stops working. The next day, I come back to the hotel, try to play. I can lose all picture. Just complete picture. Like, this dock is just crapped out. So, product demonstration number 2, my new Insignia dock kit. So I got this from Best Buy, $35. I think I got it for $30. I think it was on sale for $5 off. This has become my new streaming station dock. When I got back, it was waiting for me, shipped from Best Buy, and I plugged it up and started playing Doom on the TV. Totally made it look a lot better. Still doesn't look as good as it does on Xbox One. Looks a lot better. Looks closer to what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
There's some
I'm interested in this because if I get a new TV, I'm definitely going to be possibly jumping back and forth. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, they're only 20 feet apart, but still, I don't want to mess with the cables.
You don't
It'd be so
want to
much
keep
easier just to
recabling the dock. Yeah, it's a disaster.
When I have a system, then I can merely go chink. I mean, it just makes more sense.
And the $30 is a lot more reasonable than the $80 Nintendo dock. And it's I'm not sure if you saw from the picture. So let me put this a little better here. The dock doesn't slide, like the dock isn't completely covered. It's just like a little base stand.
Is there anything on the back there, or is that
it's a little bit? There's a little bit, but it's not the full size. It looks a lot better. It's a cleaner design. It's not as clunky and bulky. Like you could totally carry it with you actually if you wanted to. It's pretty lightweight. There's not a whole lot of real estate there. So I've been using that, and like I said, it looks a lot better. Doom's still got some. You can definitely tell that they've made some concessions with the graphics on some cases. The one I can tell most is like when you change weapons, the weapon textures pop in like seconds after you change. And like when you enter new rooms, like you see textures on walls, like they're kind of coming in as you're moving around. So
how is the frames?
Great.
Did you ever notice?
It was a smooth experience. That was my next point.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what matters most, right? You take a little...
Right. With something like that game especially.
I kind of wish that maybe they gave us the option, you know, like lower frames, higher resolution, or lower frames, you know, more graphics. Like we're
seeing with Rocket League, just push out in an update.
It would have been nice because, like, if I was playing multiplayer, I would have turned on higher frames, but in campaign, I might have wanted a better visual experience. But overall, it's good. Totally. Good game. It's not. I'm not. You know, my review of the game is good. I'm being harsh on it just because that's what I want to say. It's been pretty good. The other game playing, Night in the Woods.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw that you had jumped into it.
Yes, I've probably I'm a few hours in.
Okay.
That's all.
I think I'm almost done. I've gotten to the knife scene. I might have played the game for 10 hours already.
Oh wow.
Maybe 8 or 10 hours probably. It's really fun.
Yeah.
What do you think about
it? I'm really enjoying it. I guess I wasn't sure how much game was there. You know, I guess so. I think right now I'm a little surprised with the lack of game. It's much more of a narrative experience, you know, that you just happen to navigate through, which is going to be what your experience if you're going to play Kentucky Route Zero, for example, on the Switch. Very similar type of thing. You're exploring a narrative, doing these things with characters. You just happen to be able to move them about. With that said, though, I do love just the little extras they put in there. Like, you know, there's the whole Guitar Hero-esque.
I loved it. So good.
The music when you're either playing with a band or practicing. And then I played that little computer game that you get access to as well. That dungeon crawler. I played
Demon Slayer.
Demon Tower, I think, or something like that. I played quite a bit of that too. So those little extras that the developers threw in there, those are fun.
Do you want a port of Demon Tower? Just eShop $2, Demon.
I don't. But I don't want to make it sound like I'm not enjoying the game because I totally am. I love the setting. I love the story so far. I like the characters. I like what they've done there. I like the humor. I like the adult storyline. It's taken. So I wasn't aware that it was going to be linear, I guess, if I want to say in that sense. But I think I really enjoyed the game. I mean, I feel like I'm still getting into it though. I feel like I still haven't I'm still getting introduced to things, and I feel like it hasn't opened me up yet into what the actual story is going to be. So I think that's the point I'm still at, because I've been getting pulled in other directions because I've still been jumping in with Celeste and playing that, and then I gotta keep beating the drum for Brawl Out. They just finally
didn't you beat Celeste?
I did. I have finished
Celeste.
Crushed it. I finished the story. Okay. Now there's more.
Oh.
Celeste. So I mean,
your money.
Yeah, I mean, with each stage, there's the strawberries you can collect, and those are simply for bragging rights, and that doesn't do anything. But there's some other items throughout the game, cassette tapes, which are the B-sides, and those unlock an alternate version of the level with some remix music, which is just a horrible. It's a level you never want to play, Donnie. You'll hate it. You'll hate it so much because you'll die so many times. You die so many times.
A whole lot of time to watch the Discord, but I've seen you and Seth exchange some words periodically, and like Kevin, I'm adopting I don't even want to buy this game.
It's it's some of the precision and timing you have to use to get through stuff is just, because there'll be a time when I finally do finish something and I'm just like, I I just sit down the Switch. I can't even. I don't even want to see this game again.
Ooh.
And I just have to walk away for like the rest of the day, and then I'll come back.
Wow.
Like, it's fun again. But I mean, it's that hard in some sections.
Wow.
But yeah.
Eric Green in the chat's reporting he had the same Insignia dock and that it rubbed the bottom of his Switch. I can't report that. I mean, the bottom of my Switch is clean as possible. I can say, to his point, what he's saying is the Switch, or this dock doesn't have like the spring-loaded adapter. It's rigid. It's more, what it's got is like a groove. On the back of your Switch, you have like an indent where it docks. It's got a groove that guides you on that. Maybe I'm just really careful. I did tell my kids not to use that dock. I'm not gonna lie to you. I looked at it and was like, don't, because I could just see them like, kids are bad on that. I was like, nope, you're not allowed to use this dock. And they wouldn't really. I set it over here on my streaming station, and I play it while I'm streaming. So, yeah. But that's cool about Celeste. Is it 10 out of 10? Yeah. You love it?
I'm not gonna say it's a 10 out of 10, but I would score it highly. It's just it control. I mean, why it's hard, but it controls so good. It's like fair. I don't feel like it's a shortcoming in the game while I die. It's usually especially I'm playing it mostly. I'll be honest. I've played it probably 95% handheld. Because when I played it at home, I was upstairs. I wasn't down on my setup, so I've never played it with a pro controller. So issues I'll have with handheld is the thumbsticks on the. I don't like the thumbs. You've heard me talk about. I don't like the thumbsticks much on the Joy-Con.
Yeah,
so
I've got all of mine have like thumb pads.
I should get the thumb pads. I should talk to you about those and just order some. But so sometimes I will make instead of a directly horizontal movement, I'll be slightly at an angle, and if you dash at an angle, you're gonna go the wrong direction and get yourself killed. So. Yeah, it's fun. I kind of want to do all the B-sides just to say I've done it, and then there's an extra level you unlock after you beat the game, and of course you have to do some unlockables to get access to that. So it's like that's how they get you. But next week, Owlboy is hitting the Switch on the 13th. I really want to play that, so I'll probably drop everything and jump into that. But I do want to finish Night in the Woods first, so do that.
Owlboy looks really good. It's got like that old like Sega-like art style.
Yeah, it's got the awesome pixel art.
Yeah,
really awesome.
So it's just a platform adventure, like
I think Mario. I'm hearing it's a Metroidvania actually. So
that's $20.
25, $24.99.
That's that's another story. Story number 2 that I had on the airplane. I share a little bit of this in Discord. Upset Seth, as I feel like I kind of do. I traded in Odyssey. I booted up Odyssey, and it was like, because I'm in the plane, right? I got nothing to do. And we're playing Mario Kart, we're playing NBA Playgrounds. We played a lot of that, actually, because I was playing with other folks. I tried to boot up that game, and I tried to play it. I kid you not. I spent 30 minutes, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, am I here just to go and find more moons? Like, why am I even doing this? Like, you've been here, you've seen it. Like, I know there are other worlds. Like, I don't feel like I need to see them. I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything by finding extra moons. I just feel like I'm doing it, right? I just feel like I'm running around. I'm like, okay, go lift this
kind of like the Korok seeds at this point.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly how I feel. I'm like, I never wanted to do that either. I'm just not a collect-em guy. I don't even collect Pokemon, and that's like half what most people do. I don't even do that. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I almost thought about trading it in around Black Friday. I remember talking to Tyler about it because my kids weren't playing it. They still have never gotten into it. As much as I've tried to get them, like, go play Odyssey. They just don't. But the trade value came up. Like at one point, trade value for Odyssey was like $20, and I was like, $20, I'll just keep it. Now it's up to like $34. I was like,
gosh, 20 seems really low.
All right, I'll pop for 34. As I traded in some other things, I've just been amassing.
I was trading in Wii U games for like $35, $40.
Exactly.
I mean, Wii U games.
But as I was sharing that experience, the other console that I played while I was on vacation was that SNES, Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Mini Edition console. I played a lot of that, and nice. Because I kind of wanted to play Mario, like my kind of Mario. I wanted to play some Mario. I'm also hoping to go on Nintendo Nostalgia at some point, like in the next couple months. I know Jacob said he wanted to come talk after we ranked our Marios.
I don't know. I don't know what you got to do to get on that show because I mean, anybody else from
they
PSVG,
book out like 4 months in advance.
From PSVG though, he's just like, oh, come on board. Oh, you want to come on next week? I'll bump somebody. Come on, Caro, come on, Kevin, come on. Donnie's like,
Nope, they don't want him.
next 2019, we'll talk.
When we did our ranking of Marios, he heard me talk about mine. You know, he loves Odyssey and he loves 64. He wanted me to come on and talk about Super Mario 3. And I beat all of Super Mario 3 last year, and I've beaten the game a few times. And I was like, I kind of want to play it again. So I brought that SNES Classic Mini with me, and it's so easy to carry. It's this big, it's so great.
Can I just say, a quick interlude? There is an homage to Super Mario 3 inside of Celeste and how you access a secret.
Ooh, really? Do tell.
Yeah.
No, spoiler. Oh, come on.
People. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
I'll tell you off the air.
All right. So I was playing that, and then I realized, because I hacked mine. I've got all these ROMs on it, and I was playing that, and I was playing some NCAA football, and I was just having a really good time. And I was like, you know what I don't have on here? Super Mario All-Stars. And I really should. It's a really good ROM. I remember trying it, and the ROM that I had at the time didn't work. So I started YouTubing it, and I'm not sure if they fixed it or whatnot, but with an update now it does. Threw that bad boy on there. Started playing Super Mario 3, the updated version with the better, the better colors. Started playing some Super Mario The Lost Levels. Started playing some Super Mario Bros. You know what I thought to myself? Super Mario All-Stars better than Mario Odyssey. All right, it is. It's just there's so many good Mario games. I was like, man, this is great. I'm playing all these old games. So I haven't
played Mario the original since I feel like this is way back when Lucas and I actually used to live together. I had a party, and after everyone had been drinking a while, we all took turns trying to speed run World 1-1 as quick. Who could get through World 1-1 as quick as possible without dying?
That's one of my favorite things to do, is like speed run, and I love doing that. I like the sense of feel, like accomplishment I get by completing a level and moving forward. I like that path of progression, I like that linearity. I like the connected overworld. Some of my favorite things about 3D World was the overworld and all like the different little games and things you could do and run around.
It's very much that 3D World was very much was a callback to Super Mario Brothers 3. The way it's that board game esque, like not board game esque, but like Mario like Mario Party esque navigation.
Yeah.
And,
So I come home, I hook it back up, show my kids that Super Mario All Stars, get them playing it, and then we start playing some co-op. And my son, who I could not get to play Odyssey, you know what he utters to me? He goes, they should make a new Mario game just using the old graphics and just make like a Super Mario 3.5. And I thought to myself, that is a fantastic idea. That's what I want. I need them to make a Super Mario World 2 and a Super Mario 3 sequel. Just the same assets, use Mario Maker, just make me new levels. I need the best Mario level designers, the people who ever made Mario Bros. U. I need you to make me another one in old style palettes and give them to me.
So what's his take on Mario Maker? Did he like that, or?
I love that you asked me that question, because then here's where it all comes down from. I plug it in and I go, you really need to play these games. And he's like, I like the new Mario. And I'm like, if you want to play video games, you really need to play these games. Like, you got to play these at some point. My son loves playing games, and he has a hard time like running and jumping at the same time with the old ones. Like, he's still kind of learning that combination move. So we've been working through it, and he was like, I don't understand why we just don't play Mario Maker. And I was like, what? He's like, Mario Maker's better than this. It's like, you're insane. He's like, but you can create your own world. I was like, but you create easy levels. He's like, but I always win. I'm like, it was just like this, it was this circle conversation where I was like, no, these levels are
I always win.
I was like, look at just how the jumps are perfectly apart. Like they're just so that you have to run and jump or you won't make it. Or like when you have to jump on the regular, the one block stand, like how it's just so perfectly there. Like, like somebody sat there and maybe traced out the length. I never tried that. I'm sure a lot of people did. I'm lazy.
Yeah, I don't have the time.
Yeah, I was like, no.
But there's people that do.
Yeah, I was like, and I want to play those people's levels. But
don't play the Kaiser levels. Don't play the
Mario Maker left was the connectedness and the group.
Yeah. So you want because Mario Maker, you're just getting a bunch of levels jumbled together, and you want the connection. Yeah, I get that.
I want to build up. I want a crescendo. I want a journey. I want the levels to fall in groups. I want the different settings and areas. Like, I want the progression, and you never got any of that with Mario Maker. You're just playing. It's like laps on a course. You're just running through stuff.
You know, it's funny. We hear. You don't hear that opinion much. We hear so many people clamoring they want a 2D Zelda, but you don't hear a lot of people that'll say, "I want a 2D Mario." You don't hear that as much.
I want 2D Mario. I need 2D Mario. I'd love in 2018 via Virtual Console, which we hope we get. But I would love it if they were like Super Mario Bros. U now on Switch, Super Luigi U now on Switch, or a new one, Super Mario Switch. Like whatever it is. I do think they need to update the art style because we've had that basically since Wii. On the 2D side. But I like that art style. The art style never bothered me. I think it's really good, but a better one would be nice. I think at least some alterations. But yeah.
Or a way to toggle. Think if they could build it.
And let you play it all of your own?
Yeah,
oh, Jason, yes!
You could like toggle between...
You can play it 4 or 5 times!
Yeah. Toggle it between 8-bit or 16-bit, all the different... That'd be cool.
That's the game I want. That's what I want. I want 2D Mario, 100 levels, connected overworld. I want to be able to play it in Super Mario Bros. Then I want to play it Super Mario 3. Then I want to play it Super Mario World. Then I want to play it New Super Mario U. I'll play the game 5 times. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. I know a lot of people love the adventure and they like walking around and finding secrets, man. I just like playing old school Mario.
I think that's all right. That's good. You're entitled to do that.
So we've been having a lot of fun playing that Super Nintendo Entertainment System classic mini edition console.
That's like one of the things I want to get back into as well. But it's like
with what time?
Because now I'm actually playing an Xbox. And I've got the Switch, and I mean, especially when March comes, Sea of Thieves, Game Pass. There's just you can't play everything. It's like, hey, can you and take Aiden and just go on like a week trip so I can just neglect my family and play video games. Get caught up.
You just need to tell her you're going to work. All right, so take a vacation from work. Tell her you're going on a work trip. Get yourself a hotel room and just go there and just hook up your systems and just old school it up. College, man. Play all day and night, sleep all day, order pizza and Mountain Dew and just do that. I think it's a great idea.
Go on a bender.
That could be a PSVG 200. We could just all do that together.
That's hilarious. I touched on it, but I do want to bring it up again because it is somewhat significant. I know that it's not a bunch of audience. I'm probably the only one inside of PSVG that's still playing it. Brawl Out finally had their patch that's been long rumored and wanted to be coming for forever, and it took forever to get Nintendo to certify it. It took almost 15 days, I think, but the patch finally came out, which gave us regional matchmaking. So now you can specify you want to match US East, US West, because otherwise you could get matched up with anyone, typically from oceanic areas. And let's face it, that's going to make a terrible peer-to-peer gameplay experience. When you do join a match now, it gives you a little symbol that tells you before you join the match, hey, this is your connection strength to your opponent. So if it's poor, you can say, oh, I don't want to play this guy. I'm just going to back out. Did some balance changes to characters, some nerfs and things like that. They made changes to how you unlock the characters. I haven't played enough to really do that, but it got me interested in the game again because I'd still play it, but I mean I wasn't playing as much because it was waiting for those changes. So it's still a thing. I think it's still on sale, $15. I think, or $10. I know it's on sale.
I know it went on sale. I think it was $11.99 maybe. I think that's what it went on sale for.
The thing is, you can't. So many people are like, "Well, it's not Smash Brothers." No, it's not Smash Brothers. You can't look at this game as being a replacement or anything closer. It
doesn't have the IP for that. Yeah,
it doesn't have the IP, but it's not as in depth either. It's simpler than Smash Brothers. I mean, it does have a lot of the same things going on, but it's just not as robust.
Right.
I'd say, but I love playing it. I have so much fun playing it. There's a guy, you see him in our Discord a lot, Tom Servo. Because I've known him for a couple of years through my Splatoon server. We get on and we played for an hour and a half last night, just 1 versus 1, just kept playing matches. So I just have fun doing that, and it's that, like I always say, it's the competition that drives me. And I'm like, I have to keep playing. And then if someone beats me and taunts me, I'm like, oh, it's on. Now we're gonna keep playing, So
that's great.
It scratches that itch for me, but I can't wait till we get full-fledged Smash Brothers game on Switch. It's going to be the death of me. I'm going to play it so much. My
son's with you right there. He doesn't like games that challenge him, right? It's if he's not good at things, he quits, early. That's something I've been trying to like quitting, like, work your way through it, get better, practice. He just like, I'm not good at this, and he moves on. But something about that Smash, man. He's played that game almost as much as you have. Like, he's got it. He's got the bug. And I like Smash, but I've never liked Smash like that. That kid play like 8 hours of Smash, man. He just like just on loop. You're like, what are you even doing anymore? You're playing the same match over and over again. He just loves playing it. So it's good stuff. It'll happen.
Awesome.
It'll happen.
Yeah. So that gets us caught up on what we've been up to. Donnie, I mean, you did miss a bunch of news that dropped while you were gone with the Super Mario. We had the Super Mario Kart Tour announced for mobile devices. Has been confirmed that it's going to be free to start. Free to start. So as we assumed, it's going to have some sort of pay mechanics.
Didn't Kimishima say they need to make more money from their mobile games? I think it was a quote. He was like, "We need to make more money from these.
Make them good like Fire Emblem and not crappy like Pocket Camp."
Ooh, shots fired.
I said it. I mean, like the numbers don't lie. I mean,
that's true.
Pocket Camp is making money, but not anywhere close to what Fire Emblem Heroes has done. The Mario movie news was confirmed, but we got the Switch Online. We're coming in September, so that's led to speculation that we're going to have some premium games, some premium software to coincide with that release.
It's got to be Smash.
You would think, but
it's got to be. I mean, what's the online game that would make people pay to play online? It's got to be Smash. It can't be Kart, and I don't think it could be more Pokemon. What are you going to do on Pokemon game online with others? Like trade?
Trade.
That's not going to let people. People
you
aren't going to
pay $5 a month to trade.
Right. People aren't going to suddenly start paying money for that. Like maybe if Pokemon Bank is included, which I hope it is, but no, that's not going to work.
Yeah, I hope.
I mean, dude's got to be Smash. It's got to be. Has to be Smash. It can't be a new IP either.
Speaking on news rumors, it's now I'm hearing mutterings, Donnie, that mid-February we're gonna have a direct.
Ooh, really? I didn't know this.
Yeah,
this is cool.
I've heard things like around the 16th. And
Speaking of mid-February and the 16th, are you getting Bayonetta?
Oh gosh, that's next week. It's the 16th.
It is.
I don't. I want to, but I don't think so right now because if I get Owlboy, that's another $25 I'm dropping. I do want to get Hyrule Warriors as soon as that releases, when that port comes.
It's gonna be so good.
For me, I'd rather play that than Bayonetta. Even Tropical Freeze, I kind of want to play more than Bayonetta.
That's way out there.
So
okay, so I'll make you a deal.
I like to have my stuff lined up.
You buy and stream Owlboy, and I will buy and stream some Bayonetta.
Deal.
There we go. Direct next week. I honestly didn't think we'd get direct until like March.
Well, I wish I could find the source. This is coming from Discord somewhere, but apparently one of the like Nintendo Japan sites had a placeholder posting.
Placeholder up.
Yeah,
alert.
A placeholder direct thing that was immediately taken down. So let's face it. It's basically a repeat of what we got when we got the mini direct. It's the same stuff that's going to happen. I might just be paraphrasing here, and maybe I'm going off on wild rumors that aren't anywhere close to being true, but it's fun to speculate on. But we do have some concrete news that dropped relating to the Nintendo sphere. And starting off, my God, your Nintendo points are finally going to be worth something because Nintendo is finally rolling out some changes to the My Nintendo's site, and predominantly it's with the gold points. I don't remember if it said when this is starting, when the actual. It's into March, okay, so it'll probably coincide with the 1-year history. We are going to be able to use your gold points as currency to buy digital items via the Nintendo eShop.
We don't know how though, right? Like we don't know the conversion.
I can't remember which Twitter article I went to, but then they linked to some tweets, and what I saw there was a point to a cent conversion, which is a little disappointing.
All right, so here's the thing, right? You get if you buy the game digitally, you get 5% of gold points.
Yep. But if you buy it physically, you get less.
You get 1%.
How is that possible? I don't get that.
I mean, I understand that because you don't want people like trading games for points and all that. Like, that makes
I guess
sense.
There's that. And I guess like if I get it off of Amazon, I'm not paying $60, I'm
Correct.
getting my little discount. So
is this like the return of the DDP that we've always talked about? Like, I'm interested when they give us the conversion, right? Like, if I spend $60, do I earn $5 in some sort of currency credit, or is it less than that number? Because that's what we used to have, right? $60, we get a $5 code.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Right?
What do you say, 5%?
Right.
A little less, because like that'd be about 3. 5% of 60 is 3.
But I remember on the DDP, when we spent 60, we got 5. Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
And you spend $60, you get $5 back.
Yep.
So maybe like their conversion lets us do that.
I'd love that. That was such a great promo.
Even if it's close,
Digital
like you're
Deluxe.
saying 3. I mean, if you spend 60, you get 3, and it's $2 less than 5, but it's still better than nothing.
Yeah.
How many gold coins do you have?
I have 400 and something.
I have
believe.
945 gold coins.
Oh, God.
So if it's 1 cent per coin, I have $9.40 to burn as soon as March hits. Assuming they don't expire before then.
I have the perfect amount. I have 420. And
Nice.
but unfortunately, I have some expiring this month, so I'm going to have to buy them. I'm going to have to spend. I'm going to buy some wallpaper that I don't even want because
That's terrible. It would be nice if the conversion was better than it sent. I remember you guys saw that. Now, today was NBA trade deadline, and my Cavs blew up the NBA. So I haven't like really dug in, but I never saw that 1 point to 1 cent ratio. I don't have anything to like back that up.
No, and it has. I haven't seen it posted on any like official, like in the fine lines of any of the Nintendo postings or officially posted by them. So until I do see that, I'm just gonna temper my reaction a little bit.
I would hope that it would be a little bit better than that. It's supposed to be a loyalty program. I mean, look. So one of the things I did on the plane is I listened to Console Wars. And,
nice.
So I've officially done Console Wars and Blood, Sweat, and Pixels now.
I need to get into Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, but
I like that one more, I would say, because it's more modern, right? I like that one more.
Yeah, I loved Console Wars. That was.
There are some interesting tidbits in Console Wars.
Yeah.
Not to derail the conversation, but like in Console Wars, there's a point where the Sega guy gets to take the Super Nintendo home and play Super Mario World for like the first time, and he brings it back and he's like, it's not that great. What? No wonder you guys went under. Are you serious? One of the best video games ever. But that aside, there was a promotion in that story where, like they bought back Nintendo, like to escape being they were being sued by the government or whatnot, like, so they handed out coupons, like, to give back. So they gave back like $25 million to customers that bought their systems in the form of coupon. That's not paying a penalty because you're getting all that money back, right? Like the loyalty program, they're not losing money because we have to put the money back in. Like, we're getting credit. So like they're not losing any money. We're putting the money back into the ecosystem. So I would really hope that conversion's better than 1 cent. If it's 1 cent per gold coin, I want to say I'd be a little let down. I won't be outraged because, like I said, it's better than nothing. But I'd be a little upset.
I mean, literally, I think how much I've spent on games to get those 420 coins, and I'm going to get $4.20 back.
Yeah, that's a little. Now, if it gets close to the DDP, we gotta say that's going to be a huge success. Yeah. And will it make you buy digitally?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's going to have to. Now, here's the thing. I wonder if it'll go the route like the My Nintendo Rewards already does, and you'll be able to buy, like, maybe a tiered discounts. Like, I could spend so many gold points, and I can get, this is a voucher for X% off or something like that,
I did notice on the Nintendo thing, they did have that perfect language that said on select titles. So I was expecting them to like give you coupons like 40% off Owlboy and things like that, and you could.
No, it's going to be here's 10% off Breath of the Wild. Here's 5% off Odyssey.
$60.
Thanks, Nintendo.
That's good stuff.
Much like we saw with the Wii U era, and it's like, oh, it's your birthday. Here, you can get a discount on one of these games. Oh, you have all these already. Okay.
Maybe an announcement like this gives some credit to the Direct rumor, though. Like they need to explain this more than the info that they put out today.
Yeah, I'm happy to see this because I really want to see that Switch reward section not say coming soon any longer.
Yeah. I remember writing them about that on my birthday last year. My birthday's on March 10th. And I remember writing them because they were like, "You've got a birthday reward." I was like, "Can I ever exchange this or use this on Switch?" And they were like, they wrote me back customer service, and they were like, "Coming soon."
That's what you get for being an early adopter. You know, I'm hoping though, like with this coming, and with the talks about, you know, the online service coming, I really hope that we either via direct or I don't think E3 is the greatest platform for it, but I mean, sure, they could talk about it. I hope we get some quality of life improvements on the Switch. I hope we're looking at some UI revamping, especially now if we're getting closer, maybe we're going to see the Switch rewards. I think the Switch could really benefit from having themes, like we talked about.
I'll buy a ton of themes.
I mean, I'd love to be able to and look at people like let's talk like we'll use Callow as an example. Dude has a ton of games. His home screen has to be a nightmare to navigate.
Yep.
You know,
or
just be able to customize.
So mine isn't a nightmare to navigate as much as I forget games that I bought because they're on the next screen because I don't scroll right. I have no. I look over there and I'm like, oh yeah, I bought Kamiko. I should play that maybe. Like, you know, like I forget that it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That needs to get cleaned up. We need to clean up the eShop and improve that a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I kind of wish Mii's had more prominence too.
We talked about that a little bit. They're kind of like phasing Mii's out.
They're like endangered species right now.
Kinda. They just don't have much to do anymore.
Miiverse is gone. Miitomo is going to be gone. Now
but even then, like, you used to be able to like make Mii's like your avatar, and now Mii's are like a picture. It's like a gamer pic, but it's not like an avatar.
It's not an avatar.
Things. You're not in software. Like,
I hope you got to think we're going to get some sort of gaming software that features them.
I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think this is intentional. I see this as an intentional thing.
I love the Mii's because let's face it, the Mii's is what if it wasn't for the Mii's, we wouldn't have the Xbox avatars. We wouldn't have the.
That's possible.
You know, I loved. I've always loved the Mii's. Like when I didn't have the Nintendo console, I was like, I want a Mii.
So the sad part is
a platform for it.
Like the death of Mii's would be the death of Wii Sports, and I would find that upsetting because I know some people like didn't like the waggle and all that. I'd be upset if Wii Sports didn't come back again. But like I don't think they can because it's not called Wii, right? Like I think that's like that was so tied to the system, and they're trying to get so far away from it. I don't think.
What if they changed it to Mii Sports?
Oh, I like that. Or like Switch Sports, but like it just doesn't.
Yeah, I mean you're competing with that name.
I feel like they'll always kind of take things from Wii Sports and just weave it into Mario games. Because they can't charge $60 for Wii Sports. They can for Mario Sports.
You know what we don't need though right now? We need a break from the 2D pixel art. I don't know. We're getting like super oversaturated with those right now.
I've reached that Kevin level where I'm done. Like that was actually a part of the Celeste thing. I was like, I have no.
Which is so funny. Remember what I'm talking about? I see that during the trailer. I was like, whoa, not for that price. I'm not getting that game.
Totally got it.
5 days later. I beat it, guys.
You crushed that game, man. How long did it take to beat? Like, how much game is there in the campaign? Is it like 5 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours?
Switch isn't down here. No, I think I got through it in under 10, but that's not 100. That's not 100% in it by any means. But I tell you what, the game, what it does though is when you do get through in those harder sections, when you link up all the jumps and slingshot across the screen, it feels good. It definitely, John Goodman feels good. You know, those levels feels good, man. So, it's less, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, I want to see. I want to see that Switch UI update come. You know, I feel like it's been a year now. We've beta tested the system.
That sounds about right. Cloud saves.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about cloud saves, and that's stemming from Brian Altano's book.
Yeah, he's stirred the whole nest, and he created like his 1% story that needs to be addressed immediately.
And I think what I heard some people talking, some other podcasts talking about that too, and I really think that someone at Nintendo, whoever did the work on his Switch, effed up, and that's why he lost the saves.
Didn't create a backup or something.
Yeah, because I've heard of anybody else that had to get a new Switch, Nintendo was able to.
And it's such a minor issue, but if it happens to you, it's like the biggest issue ever, right? Like if you lose all of your Zelda progress, you're gonna be super pissed.
Yeah. I may not go back and play Zelda, but I don't want to, I don't want to lose it.
Right,
know?
exactly. No, you're absolutely right.
I've lost data before in games. Like I never did with my 360 because I went through three 360s before I got one that actually would work. But you took the hard drive out, so you didn't have to worry about. I didn't need cloud saves. I just took out the hard drive and slapped it in the next one.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, cloud saves are one thing. The ability to create a duplicate save locally would literally be an answer.
Yeah.
Like, that is a solution. If you're that worried about it, I have never been worried about saves. And I've never really used the cloud saves from other consoles. Like, I don't upload them manually. I don't download them when I start new games. Like, it's not something really on my radar. Because I've never really had that experience. It's never happened to me. I've never lost all of my saves.
I lost Metroid Prime at like 95% completion.
Ooh.
So that's why I never finished Metroid Prime.
Did you want cloud saves then?
No, I just didn't want to. Well, I don't even know why it failed. I took my GameCube to Florida on vacation. My buddy and I, we played Smash, played Resident Evil games. I don't know what happened. And then I restarted Final Fantasy VII like 5 times because my memory card kept getting corrupted.
There's no reason why you can't take like a USB-C to USB adapter and plug it into your computer and download.
Like we can with the 3DS.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the 3DS.
There's no reason why they can't make that happen. Now, I think cloud would be the way to just make everybody be quiet about it. But I know a lot of people are concerned about it, so maybe they update us with that.
Yeah, I mean,
that could be a big feature of the online architecture you're making you pay for.
Yeah,
hey, it's $20 a year or whatever, right? You're gonna play Smash online, you play Splatoon, and you get cloud saves. That makes it worth it.
Is our purchases tied to our purchases are tied to our accounts now, right? They're not tied to the console.
So you can like switch consoles and download all of your stuff again.
So I feel like that architecture has to be.
Yeah, you just can't play. You just can't play on your account on 2 consoles at one time. So they don't have like a family sharing or anything like that. You still can't do that. It's still kind of 3DS in that nature. The account is locked to the hardware, but you can delete the account and get rid of your hardware. Let's say they came out with a special edition console, right? You wanted it. You could delete your account from your hardware, wipe it, sell that one, go get the special edition, log into the eShop, put your account on the system, download all your old games. You wouldn't get your saves. And they don't have a migration option. But for all the people that are complaining about it, acting like it's the biggest disaster that's ever happened, because I mean, I'm embellishing a little bit, but that's kind of when I've seen like Brian, I was like scrolling through the feedback on his tweet, people are acting like it's like the most, just ridiculous.
Well, I don't play my Switch.
Yeah, it's like Nintendo needs to go out of business because of this. Like the 3DS has migration from system to system. They've got backup. Like it's on the 3DS. I always expected it to come to Switch. It's year 1. It's not even year 1. It's month 9. So, like I was all right. Like to me, again, I've never had that happen to me ever. Maybe I'm lucky. I know it's something everybody talks about. I've had how many times I trade systems. I've had a bajillion systems. It's never happened to me. I've never lost progress.
I mean, everything's hit and miss. The left Joy-Con, hit and miss. The dock scratching, hit and miss. The dock not working, hit and miss. I mean, it's just a thing that, I mean, it's the nature of, again, being an early adopter. And it's unfortunate. Again, I don't think I feel like something got messed up during this repair process, and otherwise his data should have been migrated back up and moved properly. And something, I think I think this is a outlier. I really do.
That's just a logical take. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a very vocal outlier, that has reach in an audience that makes it more visible than what we'd see if Kevin, for example. Well, never mind. That's a bad point because we'd hear all about it. But I mean, if it happened to Kevin Austin, the greater internet wouldn't be an uproar about it. No offense to you, Kevin, but you don't quite have the same online pull of Brian Altano. I mean, you are best friends with a celebrity chef, but
that's true. Now, if it happened to Justin Warner, maybe.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We got things on the horizon. We got a lot of games coming out right now. It's a good time.
Man, we've got I was looking through our Discord for some Switch stories. So we got port news. We knew that. So we know now that Pillars of Eternity 2 is getting ported to all systems.
That's a huge game to come to Switch.
There you go. That's
huge
a good
game.
one. And then what was the other one? We've got this rumor, right? We've got this rumor that Ridge Racer, is coming, and that what was the other part of it? They're working on Metroid, right? Bandai.
Oh yeah, Bandai. Yeah, Bandai.
So Bandai is possibly working on Ridge Racer as an exclusive for Switch, which makes sense. That sounds believable, and that they're possibly working on Metroid. So that was some new rumors that came. But in terms of games coming out, we've got so this month we've got Bayonetta. That's the big one. Like that's the one that we've got this month. But I remember I detailed it in our Discord. I just can't find it. Give me a second. I'm gonna keep talking, not to have dead air.
It's hard. It's very hard in our Discord because things get buried. Everything gets buried so quickly.
So we've got Layers of Fear coming
Yep.
out this month. We have Owlboy. We have Bayonetta.
Yep.
What's the other one? Night in the Woods obviously already came out. And then Pac-Man Championship Edition 2, which I never played. Looks really good. Has really great reviews.
Yeah.
It's a port of an old game.
Yeah, I played a demo for it.
So
But
$20. I like Pac-Man. That looks fun. So that's and anything else that comes out that we don't know about between now and then.
what I have to say was like, you posted this link today for Old Man's Journey.
Yes, that was the one. Thank you.
Never heard of that game before. But I have to say, like, that's one thing that's like impressed me most about the Switch is it just keeps getting all these, like, even if they're ports of older games, I've never heard them or never played them because I didn't have a PlayStation or an Xbox. But it's just like all these fantastic looking indie games just constantly keep coming, and it just blows me away. That's coming soon.
Yeah,
that's right around the corner.
I'm getting that one too. That one's out next week, right?
Yeah.
Man, I've got Faye.
I think the 20th.
Old Man's Journey.
Yeah.
Bayonetta and Pac-Man.
Old
I'm
Man's
buying
Journey
all
is
those
coming out this month. I mean,
so Old Man's Journey. I want to double check before I say this. I don't think that's come out on other consoles.
no, I think this is a new game. This isn't, from what I could tell. I know
it's an app. I know you can play it on your phone, and I know you can play it on Steam. I know the Steam reviews are super positive. It's like one of these narrative adventure games, kind of like Night in the Woods. It's got really great style. Kind of fits into that thing. It's won awards. I'm looking at Steam real quick. So Independent Games Festival, excellent visual arts, Media Choice Awards. It won the Penny Arcade Expo Award. Day of the Devs, it won an award. Like, so it's good.
Yeah,
if you want to,
it's like fantastic. It's like Steam. It averages a 9 out of 10 with 417 reviews.
There you go.
So,
it just sounds like something you're gonna want to play if you're into that type
Released in May of 2017 for Android, iOS, Mac OS, and Windows. So it was released on mobile and computer for lack of a better
in the words of Phil Spencer, console exclusive. I would love to see. Would you love to see Nintendo do that in a direct? Just one direct, not. I don't want to adopt it. Just one direct is like a tongue-in-cheek thing where they just present like they're Microsoft, right?
Can we just mash it up though, and you can get a please understand console exclusive?
Oh, that would be the best. Yeah, exactly. So like they're like, and here's a trailer for Old Man's Journey, console exclusive. That'd be so good. And coming up next week, Brawl Out, console exclusive. Oh, that'd be hilarious. Just once, just do it one time. I miss the banana thing. Like just the
what
weirdness
is
that we used to
do we know the price information for that on
Old Man's Journey?
Yeah, I want to say.
Good question. I don't know.
It retails right now for $8 on its current platform. So I wonder what it's going to be on. Yeah, I bet you it's 15 is my guess.
On it. I've been following it for a while.
15 to 20, I bet. You got to pay the Switch tax.
Well, the console tax. On the Nintendo website, $10.
Oh wow,
$9.99.
That's pretty much gonna have to purchase then.
So here we're talking about like this lull that we were in the Switch just a couple weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying. They're like the indie,
like
the
5
indie
games
support is. I don't care about third parties because the indie support is fantastic. I like the quality that you get from an indie developer, an indie studio, is just far beyond what it used to be, even like 2 years ago.
I'm gonna kind of talk about some of this on PSVG tomorrow. I kind of have a question I want to pose to the team. So I'm gonna hold my thoughts on
Yeah,
going back to that. But you're right. It's really, really good. A lot of the development is really, really good. Like just everywhere. Like games as a whole have eclipsed a new polish level.
God, I hate it when a game's $10 and it's like, well, then I just buy it. 15, I have to like think about it, a little bit, and it's like, yeah. But if it's
I'm
10,
only like 20 mark, so I'm still waiting for Worms WMD to come down. I'm upset that Worms WMD on Switch is $30. I'm like, that's way too much.
That seems too much.
Yeah,
I hate putting in a price on games, but something like that, I'm like, that seems too much.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing those games this month. A lot of Switch games. I will tell you, I miss my Xbox while I was away. I haven't gotten back to it because I've been just full.
I'm waiting for Sea of Thieves. Waiting for Sea of Thieves, and then I'll probably jump on Xbox again. Well, I gotta finish Cuphead, but Donnie, I think that's going to conclude. Yeah. I think it's a good show. I think we've come full circle. I feel I've spoken what I need to say. You're wearing a Super Nintendo shirt. I've got a Nintendo shirt on. I mean,
that's what you come to the shack for.
Yeah, we wear it on our sleeves here. Our hearts and our brand apparel.
Brand loyalty.
So, listeners,
hang on. I'm gonna interrupt you.
Oh,
I was wearing this hoodie and playing my Switch in the Dome during the Super Bowl.
Wait, you were playing the Switch during the Super Bowl?
I brought it with me.
You're like, I got no horse in this race.
Well, I don't have any horse in this race. It's not my first Super Bowl. I've been there before. I know. Woe is me. I'm not trying to sound like that, but like, it's really cool. The first time you're like, I'm at the Super Bowl. The second time you're like, I've seen this before. Plus, like the halftime show, like JT, that's not my. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get some more shrines in Zelda. So you got all 120, right?
Yeah.
I'm at 98. I've reached this point where I'm like, I should just go get them all. But here's the issue that I'm having. I can't decipher which ones I have versus which ones I don't have. So it's like, how do I do this? Because I have never looked at a guide. I've literally just run around and found 98 of them. So do I pull out a guide and cross off the ones I have and like do this whole, cross search puzzle?
Well, you can really consult your hero's journey or your hero's map or whatever too, and see the highly trafficked areas you've been to, and then say, okay, I haven't been over here.
I just run around. But there's got to be like 2 or 3 that are just where I've already been that I just never got.
There probably is.
I don't know how to do this.
Like, there's a bunch of side quests I apparently never done too, and I'm just like,
oh, I did a lot of side quests. Yeah.
I'm like, well, no, it's just not gonna happen.
I need like a Korok mask for shrines. Like I need these are the shrines you haven't done yet, like map. Like, I don't know, like because I don't want to sit there and process of elimination.
Yeah.
Go through 120 shrines. It's too many.
Yeah.
So good to you. Kudos. I didn't get that far. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, that's all right. I was just signing off, so it's fine. We always like to extrapolate our ending greeting. So, listeners, if you haven't ever joined us for a live show, we don't always start on time, but you're more than welcome to hang out and chat. See us make fools of ourselves on the internet. We do post the video on demand version of this up to the YouTube channel for your enjoyment after the fact. Check out the website, playsomevideogames.com. If you want to join us on Discord, you can find the details how right there. But guess what? We'll be back next week for some more Nintendo Shack, more impressions on games, maybe some more news. But above all, never stop gaming.
This has been a production of the Play Some Video Games Podcast Network.